following video is a fan-based, non-profit review for the website of Doom. Any indoor materials used in this video are for critical and comedic purposes only and are protected under fair use. Godzilla, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai and Ultraman are owned by Toho Company Limited, Toei Company Limited and Subaraya Productions respectively. Please support the official releases of all these properties. Onegai shimasu.
Complete.
Hi guys, Sharper back once again with another Toku Tuesday, and today we're going to be looking at a series that has ended fairly recently, and it's honestly one of the best Super Sentai shows I've ever seen in my life. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the promo for Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuger.
史上最強の伝説が今始まる。今度の戦隊は恐竜だ。恐竜も人間もサンバで変身。この強さ見て、そして聞いて驚け。新番組「充電戦隊恐竜じゃ」2月17日スタート。プレミア発表会本日最終日。
Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuger is an amazing show. I mean, did you see the promo? It is intense. It is a hyperactive, ridiculous, god-awful mess of a show, and I love it. It is brilliant. Honestly, I cannot think of another tokusatsu show that I have had this much fun with. Possibly Kamen Rider Force, and there's a good reason for that, because I'm pretty sure the same creative team that handled Kamen Rider Force also handled this series. So I know some of my friends are taking a look at Kamen Rider Force because of my suggestions, and I will take a look at it on this show. But for those people especially, take the earnestness and the silliness and just the hyperactivity of that and apply it to two things: Dinosaurs and Samba. Synergy. Honestly, it is the most ridiculous, honest to God, baffling combination of themes I've ever seen. I mean, sure, we've had two Dinosaur Sentais before with Zyuranger and Abba Ranger, and none of them approach this level of silliness. It's glorious. If I could give it a generalization, it is the most anime of Super Sentai shows. I can't gush enough about this show. I mean, so much so, I bought my very first figure art of Kyoryu Red, Daigo King. Oh man, that's my level of hype for this show. I actually bought a figure art, and I never thought I'd own a figure art. But right, where do I start? Millions of years ago, the Debos army came to Earth intent on destroying all life, and they kind of did. They wiped out the dinosaurs, but they didn't count on the emerging humankind to replace them. But a forthright mentor character called Torin, who's a big blue eagle, saw to it that the Great 10 dinosaurs were preserved in the shape of Zyudenchi, which are beast batteries, and they were used throughout the centuries by various chosen individuals to become Kyoryugers. In the modern day, 5 individuals were chosen to be Kyoryugers. They are Daigo, King, Ian Yorkland, which is the most Western name for a Japanese individual I've ever seen, Amy, Soji, and No-san, who loves his old man jokes. These 5 are your typical team, and they're the ones you follow throughout most of the show. But there's a wrinkle. I said great 10 Voltosaurs. And this is where the show gets silly, because not only do you get 10 Rangers, that's right, not the usual 6, 10. 10. You also get replacements for those, so the actual count is closer to 15 or 16. That's ridiculous. That's a stupid amount, and I love it, because you get the typical colours: red, blue, green, pink, black, and 6th Ranger would be gold. But then you go into the weird colours, the colours you don't really see that often. If you do, you are tripping, because you get cyan, grey, you get silver but meh, and violet. Jesus, I never thought we'd see another violet ranger. Nor did I ever think we'd see a grey ranger. That's ridiculous. And all these characters are hilarious and endearing and so lovable. I myself, I'm partial to Kyoryu Cyan, who is actually I want to say 16th century Caucasian man who looks like my dad. I don't know what my dad looks like, but I'd hope he looks like Ramirez. Yeah, as the show goes on, it follows your typical monster of the week, but the characters and the ongoing storyline is so engaging that you really, really start rooting for these characters. And now that the finale is done, I can honestly say I've never gotten out of my chair going, yeah, for a team before. It's astounding how much energy this series brings out of you. It's truly, truly wonderful. And it's not even over. Yes, it's had its 48 episode run, but Kyoryuger is not done. Because not only are we getting a V-Cinema, which is kind of like a direct-to-DVD thing for Japan, we are getting a direct-to-DVD movie called 100 Years After, which follows the descendants of this particular team with all new powers and such, and all new personalities, and they're all played by the main cast. The main cast returns, but in different roles and different colours, which is brilliant. I'm really looking forward to that. But not only that, we will be seeing this series out in the West this time next year as Power Rangers Dino Charge, which again is the best, stupidest name they could have come up with. And after the debacle that is Super Mega Force, I am hype. I want Kyoryuger toys in my hands now. I mean, I would go and fetch my Nerf Maverick to do the whole Kyo, but honestly that's just tired gag, and it would make me sad that I don't have a Gabu revolver. But anyway, this has just been one long ramble, and I don't care because I love this show. You should love this show. Go and watch it. I'm not going to give you links. You can find it. Ask me in a shady alleyway somewhere where you can watch Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuger. Anyway guys, I highly, highly recommend Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuger. Start to finish, the movies, the tie-ins, hell, go buy some toys. Everything about this show is glorious. It speaks to my inner child, my absolute love of dinosaurs, and it's awoken my love of Samba and dancing and silliness. Oh, it's glorious. As you may have noticed, I didn't do this week to week, and that means I'm going to be doing this every fortnight, because honestly it's getting a little hard sometimes to get the footage for these shows because YouTube is a bear. But I will do my best to do this every 2 weeks. Something new, something interesting. I'm going to hopefully be looking at something less silly next week. You may not think that when you look at it, but take my word for it, it's not as silly as it looks. And I said next week again, didn't I? Next time. I've been Sharpo, this has been Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuger, and you'll be surprised when you hear my roar on the next Toku Tuesday.